Hi guys! In the last video, we went over the cause and process of the fall. In this video, we'll go over the last part of Lecture 2, and we'll look into what consequences the fall brought to us and what impact it has on us today. Although there was no external change after Adam and Eve succumbed to Satan's temptation and established an illicit love relationship with Satan, from Heavenly Parents' perspective, it brought about great consequences. Originally, God's plan was for Adam and Eve to grow up and marry, become true parents, and through the true parents, Heavenly Parent wanted to live together with all his children on earth. However, Adam and Eve fell and were unable to become the true parents. As a result, Heavenly Parent, who had created humanity out of love, became a lonely and miserable Heavenly Parent who could never embrace or love the children he had created. Humanity's relationship with Heavenly Parent was severed when Adam and Eve formed an illicit love relationship with Satan. As a result, humans began to focus on their own desires and could no longer feel the eternal, unchanging, and absolute true love of Heavenly Parent. The essence of love, which was originally about prioritizing the other person, gradually became distorted. Love could no longer be defined, and the order of love also collapsed, shifting from putting the other person first to putting oneself first. As people approached relationships with a self-centered mindset, they undermined the inherent value of others, often leading to a lack of consideration for the harm inflicted on them. This self-centered thinking has kept humanity in an immature state, weakening our ability to discern between good and evil. As a result, people have hurt one another, failed to respect each other's love, and lost the foundation for true relationships. Let's come back to the examples that I showed at the very beginning of the lecture. Even if we look at the world that we live in today, we can see the traces of self-centered love. One of the most prevalent social issues, infidelity, can be seen as a prime example of self-centered love. Adultery, the destruction of families, and divorce are all consequences of self-centered love. What about war? War too arises from a self-centered desire extending beyond the individual to the benefit of one's own country. How about environmental issues? These too are results of self-centered love, where the environment and all living things are completely disregarded. As we look at the problems occurring today, it becomes clear that since the fall, humanity has been living under the influence of false love, which has continued to the present day. Furthermore, humanity does not know how to resolve these issues and has now reached a point where they can no longer be solved through human effort alone. This is because from the very beginning, the first human ancestors failed to become true parents, centering on Heavenly Parent, and failed to form a true family. Instead, they formed a false family centering on Satan. As a result, they cannot teach or experience genuine love or true love. Humanity must learn Heavenly Parent's love in order to resolve these issues. Heavenly Parent is absolute, eternal, and unchanging, and thus Heavenly Parent's love is also absolute, eternal, and unchanging. The eternal love centered on Heavenly Parent is what we call true love. This is a love that fully gives oneself for the sake of the other, a love that continues to give infinitely and yet forgets that it has given. It is also the love of parents, a love where parents give everything for their children, offering endless love, but still feel sorry for not being able to give more. As true children of Heavenly Parent, humans were meant to grow by practicing true love among siblings and then by sharing eternal love as mature, true couples to their spouses. Ultimately, they were meant to become true parents, passing on this love to their own children. Receiving love from true parents, sharing love between siblings, meeting their spouse and experiencing joy through conjugal love, then finally becoming parents themselves and experiencing parents' love. That was the true love that Heavenly Parent wanted to fulfill through the family. However, due to the fall, we lost this true love. Now we must seek the path to reclaim the lost true parents and true love, so that we can unite with our Heavenly Parent. For this, the true parents are absolutely necessary, and restoring true love is of utmost importance. The human fall was not just a tragedy for humanity, but a great loss for our Heavenly Parent. Earlier I mentioned about Shimjong, Heavenly Parent's heart. How do you think Heavenly Parent felt when he saw his beloved son and daughter being stolen by Satan? Heavenly Parent didn't create Adam and Eve in just 6 or 7 days. It took him 13.8 billion years. Can we comprehend for a moment how painful and devastated Heavenly Parent must have been when he lost his beloved children? Children who lose their parents are called orphans, but there is no word to describe parents who lose their children. The reason for this is that the loss of a child is so tragic that it cannot be expressed by any word. Losing a child is a heart-wrenching experience, but what is even more devastating is that the children can no longer recognize Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent is right beside us, yet how must Heavenly Parent feel when, despite being so close, the children fail to recognize their parent, and when they, like Adam and Eve, sense their parent's presence, they are filled with fear and hide. Heavenly Parent, as their parent, trusted Adam and Eve until the very end. But after seeing them fall, how painful must have Heavenly Parent's heart been. He was devastated and his heart was torn. All throughout history, we've thought of Heavenly Parent as a God of glory, an almighty God who doesn't feel pain. But I hope that through this lecture, you are able to understand and realize that God is not just a God of glory, but a God of sorrow, who mourns for his lost children and yearns to bring them back, and is doing whatever he can to bring them back in his embrace. Even though humanity has fallen, Heavenly Parent still sees human beings as his beloved children. What kind of parent would stand by idly when his children are in danger? To a parent, a child is more precious than life itself. The same is true for Heavenly Parent. Therefore, Heavenly Parent will never give up on his lost children. In the next video, we will continue with the journey of Heavenly Parent seeking to reclaim his lost children. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.